Now, it isn't very often that we get sent pre-release items of tackle, but the guys over at New Direction have decided we deserve a sneak peek of a brand new set of alarms. Let's get down into my swim and take a closer look. So here they are, the S9Pro alarms from New Direction Tackle, and to many of you that name is already going to sound familiar. That's because these are a revisited, revamped and upgraded version of the original S9s. Now, when the S9s came out, they had quite a few innovative features that no other alarm companies were even coming close to doing. These, as you'd expect from New Direction Tackle, are no different whatsoever. These alarms have been updated to give an overall better user experience, but a significant amount of features have been pulled over from the original S9. Let's talk about some of those features that made the original so good and why they have been carried over into the brand new version. Firstly, let's talk about the casing and bodies on the alarms and receiver. Now, they are made out of a hard ABS plastic. It seems durable, it certainly looks the part, and it doesn't feel cheap and plasticky. These certainly wouldn't be out of place sitting next to a set of high-end premium alarms. The S9 alarms have already set an extremely high expectation of reliability. I can see no reason why these wouldn't surpass every expectation of an angler and last an extremely long time. Of course, as you'd expect, these bite alarms are completely weather sealed, so it doesn't matter what Mother Nature wishes to throw at you while you're out on the bank, whether that be extreme heat, extreme cold or extreme wet, these can handle it. All of the adjustments that you are going to require within your angling are incorporated in these alarms, whether it be volume, tone or sensitivity. It is all customizable on a head by head basis. Now, as you can see, there is only one button on the front of these alarms, and you're probably wondering, well, how do I change all of the settings? Now, that single button is an on-off button and a mute button, so you can temporarily mute the alarm after a recast and you're setting your bobbin. The rest of the adjustments that can be made are done through the receiver or through the mobile phone app. Now, you may be thinking, well, that sounds complicated, that sounds a lot of faff, but New Direction Tackle have been perfecting this for many years now. The receiver and the alarms were already paired when I took them out of the supplied EVA hard case, and upon turning on the receiver I got an extremely bright screen which gave me all of the information that I may require, whether that be bite indication, battery life, connection strength or even just the time and date. The list of information is absolutely endless, and all of this is available at a range of around 150 meters from the alarm heads. To change any of the settings on an alarm head, it is quite simply a case of scrolling through on the receiver, selecting the alarm head you wish to alter, and then selecting the setting that you want to change. There are 10 different adjustments of sensitivity, 6 different tones which can be set individually to each alarm, and 7 different volume settings, and that goes all the way from silent to 100 decibels. You are definitely not going to sleep through that. Another feature that people loved about the original S9s was the fact that you could double press the power button and it would change the LED colour. Now, this is another feature that I've pulled through onto the S9 Pros, and you've got 5 different colour variations to pick from. Now, I did briefly mention a mobile phone app, and as with all of the stuff from New Direction, they have made this incredibly easy as well. Simply pop onto your App Store or Play Store, depending whether you're an Apple or Android user, and download the New Direction Tackle application. Once you're in that application, select the alarm tab, and as long as your alarms and receiver are powered up, they will automatically sync to the app on your phone. Then you will have full customization available on all of the settings straight from the app. It's super simple to adjust the settings. It is quite simply a case of clicking the setting you want to change, a drop down box will appear, and then you just adjust it accordingly. New Direction do a whole host of accessories that connect both to the app and your S9 Pro alarms, whether it's a smart band to aid with indication or whether it's one of the 𝗲𝗏 anti-theft alarms. You are always going to know what's going on in and around your swim. One of my favourite additions is that you can now link these to a smart Bivy Light or the New Direction Tackle head torch. We've all been there, the middle of the night, you're fumbling around in the dark because you can't find your head torch, you can't see your waders, and it turns into an absolute nightmare. Well, no longer. This system has completely alleviated all of those issues. As soon as you get an indication on an alarm head, the Bivy light will light up in a matching colour to the alarm that's going off. Your head torch will automatically illuminate so you can get your waders on and you can get to that rod in quick time. Now, as I said, the Bivy light can be set to correspond to the alarm heads, but Also, if you wish, you can just set it to one colour. I personally quite like the deep red colour. That way it just helps to preserve your night vision a little bit. Some other new features that have been added to the S9 Pro alarms include a night light function. A lot of us spend an awful lot of money on isotopes, no longer required. Turn on the night lights through the app or through the receiver, and it's a problem that you no longer have to worry about. The old style fiddly micro USB port has been replaced with a USB-C port. Most of you already carry a USB-C cable for charging your phones and other tech while out on the bank, so that could be used to charge your alarms as well. The S9 Pros have a built-in battery, so you can either charge them via the supplied USBs at home or, as I've mentioned, out on the bank via a power bank. The choice is entirely up to you. They charge incredibly quickly and the battery runtime is very, very good. It's certainly not something you'll have to do every session. Just treat them as any other set of bite alarms, except for the fact you haven't got to replace expensive batteries. And finally, something that I think is massively important on all bite alarms that are on the market, but not all of them include it, and that is a different backdrop tone. This really does enable you to find out what's going on out in your swim. For example, if you get 2 beeps forward and 2 beeps back, you know there's a very good chance that was just a liner and the lead hasn't moved. That being said, if you were to receive, say, 3 beeps forward and only 1 beep back, there is a very good chance that that lead has moved and you probably need a recast, but at least you got fish on your spot. Now, as these are a pre-release set of alarms, I haven't got all the details on the pricing. That being said, the original S9s for 2 and a receiver come out at less than £100. Now, if I know ND as well as I think I do, I'm almost certain that these alarms will be an absolute steal when they come out. All in all, I think the S9 Pro is a worthy consideration if you're in the market for a new set of bite alarms. Subscribe to our channel if you haven't already, and then pop down into the comments and tell me your favourite feature of these new bite alarms. I'll see you guys in the next one. Thanks very much.